Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Please take your seats. This program was brought to you by ENTERGY, Bank of America, Capelli Organization, Peckham Industries, Rexon, Regeneron, Wells Fargo, and Westchester Magazine.
Why should you support the arts in your community? The arts give us a voice when we feel we've lost our words. Not everyone can express themselves in the same way. Sometimes we need dance, sometimes we need paint, sometimes we need poetry. The arts are our voices.
ArtsWestchester Board President, Michael Minahan.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Minahan, and I'm here to welcome you back to another first. ArtsWestchester's first ever virtual gala. Tonight is an opportunity to celebrate 4 outstanding 2020 awardees for their leadership in the arts, and to also support ArtsWestchester at what is a truly challenging time. It's my honor to introduce Westchester's Arts Warrior, as recently named by Westchester Magazine. She has been fighting for the more than 200 arts groups and thousands of artists in this county for more than 25 years. Please join me in welcoming ArtsWestchester's CEO, Janet Langston.
Thanks, Mike. You know, when I was a kid growing up in Far Rockaway, it was wartime, and I used to watch my parents sit by the radio, glued to every word. And now it's wartime again. Only this time, the enemy is invisible, but we know it could kill us. And I'm wondering why it's me sitting by the television and watching every word. But so it is in this strange COVID period. And I'm wondering, can a divided America get us back to our way of life, the way of life that we knew pre-COVID? So the question is, can we go back to our way of life when music and art flourished? More important, will our way of life be there when we want to go back to it? That's why we're here tonight. We're here tonight to support the arts. Make no mistake, big organizations and little organizations all over America are suffering, and it's our job to save them. And what's the way of life we want to go back to? We want to go back to the Armonk Library and watch a play on the Hudson stage. We want to go back to Mount Vernon where jazz is playing in a church. We want to go back to music and dance lessons for our kids. We want to watch a movie, not alone in our bunker, but with friends at the Jacob Burns. Yes, for sure, large organizations like the Met and MoMA will survive. But what about the little organizations, the more than 200 organizations in our community supported by ArtsWestchester? Will they survive? Will they be there? The answer is only if we care. Tonight, we pay tribute to 4 extraordinary arts partners. These are people who have been with us, not for months, but for, in some cases, 20 years. Please join me in congratulating tonight's honorees.
ArtsWestchester's 2020 honorees are ENTERGY, Kenneth Jenkins, Kevin J. Plunkett, Jeffrey P. Haydon.
How lucky can ArtsWestchester get to be introducing at our gala the legendary Wynton Marsalis. What an extraordinary trumpeter, what an extraordinary composer, and he's here tonight for ArtsWestchester. So without further ado, let's give it up for Wynton Marsalis. Thank you so much, Wynton Marsalis. That was terrific. When I thought about inviting Wynton Marsalis to the ArtsWestchester Gala, it was because I heard his new album. It was called The Ever Funky Lowdown. And I thought to myself, who could give us the lowdown on the arts in America? Of course, Wynton Marsalis.
I'm Wynton Marsalis, the Managing and Artistic Director of Jazz at Lincoln Center, and I'm so pleased to send this video message in celebration of my great friends at ENTERGY, and they're being honored this evening for their 25-year commitment to support ArtsWestchester. They are fantastic. I love them so much, and they have such soul and feeling. Jazz at Lincoln Center has a very long and special history with ENTERGY. They've supported our concerts, our educational programs, our community events for almost 20 years. The time passes so quickly. They understand at a very, very deep level the importance of the arts in our civic lives, and also the importance of the arts to us as individuals, the arts in our humanity and the true spirit of community. I can remember it like it was just yesterday when we were in the midst of another major national catastrophe that impacted so many of our citizens. I'm talking about Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Everybody felt it. My hometown of New Orleans was devastated. And those of us beyond the Delta and all over the country really felt the impact of losing a major American city in this way. People opened their hearts to us, citizens did, but I have to say ENTERGY was one of the very first companies to join us at Jazz at Lincoln Center, rallying to do something for people and to give them some financial and spiritual support during this terrible time, and it will never be forgotten. They did so much to help us uplift the community of artists. Now, the pandemic. You know, the jazz community is hit so hard. Musicians can't tour, can't perform. Jazz clubs, which always struggle, are really in danger of going under completely. The entire performing arts is struggling, but jazz, we're having a very, very hard time. We find ourselves at another pivotal moment in time where our commitment to our own beliefs and our responsibility to those beliefs and to one another are greatly, greatly challenged. We're facing all kinds of political corruption. We're facing racial and social unrest, and that's added to the problems that we have with the pandemic. And all of our challenges have just simply become too large for us to turn away. This is a time that requires our attention, our energy, our expertise. It's a time that requires solutions to so many problems that those solutions will not come from one place. It has to come from all of us. It's a time for participation, and that's why it is also a time for the arts. Not just on the individual level, but also on the community level. We have to all be a part of this. And you know, jazz music is a music that's inescapably hopeful, and it's infused with the ability to uplift, to inspire, to energize, and to unite. Its fundamentals provide a blueprint to help us combat the prejudice and racial injustice that continues to haunt our nation and to stain our soul. Jazz was one of the first aspects of American social life to be purposefully integrated in the 20th century with Benny Goodman and the fantastic concert that he did in Chicago in the mid-1930s. Jazz has a history of people coming together. It harmonizes the interests of individuals and the collective. It underscores the importance of collaboration and teamwork, but it also has at its core the blues, which tells us that things may be bad. Let's look squarely at them and understand that we can use our will to rise above our difficulties, no matter what they may be. The blues, in a strange way, is like a vaccine. You give yourself a little bit of what's coming, and it helps you to fend off the real thing when it comes along. So I know we're looking for a vaccine right at this time for this pandemic, but our internal life and our spiritual life and those things that cannot be touched by disease always needs to be nourished. And the blues aesthetic is something that has healed the world for over 100 years. Jazz music also symbolizes the global effort to overcome class exploitation. It insists on optimism in the face of overwhelming adversity, and it is profoundly relevant for these current times. We're fractured and we're uncertain, but jazz is certain. It tells us that we can come together and we can improvise and be creative, and we can be technically excellent and virtuous and come up with something that only we can come up with. And that we is defined in many ways. So I could go on and on. I know y'all don't want to just hear me on this camera talking, but I'm so honored. I want to again send my deepest, most heartfelt congratulations to ENTERGY and this evening's other honorees for their commitment to stewarding and safeguarding the arts through ArtsWestchester. To Mike and to Deb and all my longtime friends at ENTERGY, I can't say how much I love and respect y'all, and I always love to see y'all at gigs and hanging out after a gig and hugging y'all and giving you some love. You know, you're leaders, and we recognize your legacy of art support and the 20-plus year example of being the epitome of a corporate citizen in New York City and all around this country. We're inspired by your work, your great deeds, and we're inspired by you, and we will never forget, and we love you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating our 2020 corporate honoree, ENTERGY.
Good evening, we're Marie and Michael Smith, and it's our privilege to serve as tonight's gala chairs to celebrate our 2020 corporate honoree. ENTERGY came into our lives in 2000 when they purchased the Indian Point Energy Center. As a New Orleans company, they knew how to win the hearts of us New Yorkers. Jazz and art was the magic formula. Thus began a powerful partnership with two primary arts organizations, Jazz at Lincoln Center and ArtsWestchester. And yes, with their generous embrace in corporate citizenship, ENTERGY's support became transformational to both organizations.
And that's not all. With more than $30 million in contributions, their generosity has touched more than 100 organizations, large and small, in Westchester and beyond. Places like the Daisy Joplin Foundation, the Music Conservatory of Westchester, the Hudson River Museum, the White Plains Performing Arts Center, and historic Hudson Valley's great Jack-o'-lantern Blaze. ENTERGY also gave major support to restore the 1930s historic Paramount Theater to its former glory. All this in addition to their support of the Westchester Library System and the Hendrick Hudson Free Library. ENTERGY's 20 years of significant investment in the cultural and the nonprofit sectors has been a powerful example for other corporations.
As ENTERGY phases out their business interests in Westchester, their legacy is assured by their deep, meaningful commitment to the community. Their efforts have helped make Westchester better by fostering equity, social justice, community building, education, and accessibility of the arts in under-resourced areas of the county.
ArtsWestchester is proud to salute this extraordinary corporation and the many ENTERGY colleagues and friends we have worked with over the years, especially the formidable Kenneth Theobalds, Vice President of Government and Regulatory Affairs. Thank you for recognizing that art and culture defines a community. Thank you for understanding that the arts are an economic driver that boosts cultural tourism. And thank you for understanding that the arts feed the soul of a country and can help us all heal in this challenging time.
Hi, I'm Waddell Stillman, President of Historic Hudson Valley. 16 years ago, ENTERGY was the founding sponsor and startup investor of the very first great jack-o'-lantern blaze. With their generous sponsorship over the years, the blaze has grown to attract more than 190,000 visitors over 50 nights at Van Cortlandt Manor in Croton-on-Hudson. This makes the blaze the largest organized seasonal event in the region. ENTERGY has earned the gratitude of millions of visitors who enjoy this fall jack-o'-lantern event each year. Congratulations and thank you.
Good evening. I'm honored to accept this award on behalf of ENTERGY. At ENTERGY, we believe that the arts are expressions of ourselves, our heritage, and our ideas. And that is why when we came to Westchester in 2000, we were pleased to find a vibrant cultural community supported by government, business, and of course, ArtsWestchester. Working to improve communities, we invested in organizations with powerful arts and education programs to encourage curriculum learning. We identified local needs with our employees, working with our not-for-profit partners as volunteers. After 20 years and $30 million in contributions to more than 100 organizations, we hope that our legacy is one of a more equitable and inclusive Westchester that is enlivened by a strong arts infrastructure and arts opportunities for all. Children and people of all ages need art, stories, poems, music to lift their spirits and fill their souls with joy. The arts are also an important economic engine for Westchester and the region. For these reasons, the arts matter, especially today, and that is why they deserve our support. So on behalf of the men and women at ENTERGY, thank you ArtsWestchester for this honor, and thank you for your partnership for the last 20 years. And most of all, congratulations to our good friends, Ken, Kevin, and Jeff.
Congratulations to ENTERGY on this 2020 Corporate Award.
We've heard so eloquently about the power of the arts from both Wynton and Janet. I hope you will consider making a gift to ArtsWestchester this evening. I know for me, when I think about art, music, dance, and literature, I'm reminded that art is a truly universal language, one that unites and connects us through expressions of our shared humanity, through laughter, joy, through sorrow and pain, even in difficult times, especially in difficult times. The arts are essential to our well-being, to our communities, and to our society. There are two ways to support ArtsWestchester this evening. First, if you're able, I ask you to consider making a donation to help us get through this challenging time. Simply text ArtsW to 833-562-0429. You'll receive a text back to complete your donation to ArtsWestchester. Second, there's a button under this broadcast that links you to our online gala auction, where you can bid on more than 100 items donated especially for tonight's event. The auction will be open for bids through tomorrow, Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Thank you so very much for your support.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating our next Arts Leadership Awardee, Kenneth Jenkins, Deputy Westchester County Executive.
Hi, this is Westchester County Executive George Latimer. I am so pleased to be able to present ArtsWestchester's Leadership Award for 2020 to my colleague and friend, Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins. Ken absolutely deserves this honor and recognition for his many years of dedication to the arts community and his continuous support of furthering art and cultural programs throughout Westchester County. Ken has been an active member of the arts community for many years, making it his mission to make the arts accessible for all communities, especially to those in his home community of Yonkers. Not only do the arts feed the soul, but they also boost our local economy by bringing visitors and tourists into our communities and downtowns. In Westchester County, there is truly something for everyone. The arts have long been a part of the mosaic that make Westchester County a beautiful place for us to all call home, especially during these trying times of COVID-19. The arts have provided a necessary outlet for our residents to escape the day-to-day and enjoy a few moments of respite as our county continues to manage the impacts of the pandemic. As Westchester County continues on its path back to normal, let us all remember that the arts are here to help heal us, and the arts will still be here for us when we emerge from this pandemic stronger than we ever were before. Let me extend my most heartfelt congratulations to Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, the winner of the ArtsWestchester Leadership Award for 2020.
One of the things I love about Ken is that he's a man of conviction and service. And if you know anything about Ken, you have seen how tirelessly he works for the arts because he recognizes its importance to the community and especially our children. It is no coincidence that Ken is committed to the arts. Actually, I think it runs through his blood. As a child, Ken grew up in a musical family. His grandfather sang in the choir. His father and uncle played instruments in bands, and there was always music in the house. This developed Ken's love for music of all types. As a teenager and young man, Ken played music as a DJ and wrote lyrics that was performed with his brother in their musical group. On our very first date, we visited the musical studio where the group practiced. Little did I know that 40 years later, we'll have 3 wonderful children who will all be bitten by the love of the arts. Ken continues to be committed to the arts and ensuring that the arts stay a vital and vibrant part of our community. He knows that arts connects us all, keeps us grounded, and makes us stronger as a community. And it's with this conviction that Ken is always giving of his time, energy, and resources to champion the expansion of arts throughout Westchester County. I am so proud of him.
I'm delighted to see that Ken Jenkins is being honored by ArtsWestchester. Ken has been a positive force to make things happen in Yonkers and now in Westchester. And he is a force of positivity. The guy's smile lights up the room. When you're working with him, you know you're dealing with somebody who has an interest in making things happen, positive for the community. I am a great believer in the importance of arts in architecture, in planning everything. It's an important part of life, and Ken feels the same way about this. I believe that arts are a very important part of life, and Westchester would not be the same if it didn't have ArtsWestchester's contributions to the arts.
This is Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, and I am honored to be receiving ArtsWestchester's Leadership Award for 2020. I've been passionate about the arts for many years now, working diligently to expand the county's vision of the arts to include many forms of creative and artistic expression. The public-private partnership that exists between the arts and county government is critically important to all of us, but most especially to our underserved communities. The arts are for everyone, and everyone deserves to have access to participate in the arts. Over the past 15 years working in politics, I've made it my mission to engage the public and further art and cultural programs throughout the county. I can't count all the ways that ArtsWestchester keeps our residents intrigued, entertained, and involved, even during this unprecedented pandemic. We may not have been able to gather in person as often as we have liked this year, but Arts Westchester still provides countless opportunities for our residents to explore the arts. I also want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the other honorees. Thank you again for this recognition. I hope that everyone will take some time to enjoy the arts in Westchester.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to announce that the next Arts Leadership Award goes to Kevin J. Plunkett.
I am thrilled to be here at this wonderful event. Congratulations to all the honorees for well-deserved awards and to Arts Westchester for the outstanding work it does on behalf of the residents of Westchester County. It is a great pleasure for me to recognize our good friend, Kevin Plunkett. Kevin is one of Westchester's outstanding leaders and one of the closest and most active friends of Arts Westchester. Kevin currently is the Director of Strategic Initiatives for the Simone Development Companies, one of the most important healthcare and commercial real estate developers on the East Coast. As Deputy County Executive and as part of 4 New York State administrations, Kevin always understood the essential values that arts contribute to the life of Westchester residents. Pre-COVID, arts contributed more than $170 million in economic activity to Westchester County annually. In addition, he understood that arts is good business for the county, generating $25 million in local and state revenue each and single year. Kevin practiced law for 3 decades and is a member of several bar associations: New York, Florida, Westchester, Westchester Women's. He's also on the board of Tompkins Mahopac Bank and has served on the board of numerous non-for-profit and educational institutions, including Iona College and Arts Westchester. He's a lifetime resident of Tarrytown, New York, and with his wife Rosemary are the proud parents of 5 children and 7 grandchildren. Kevin, congratulations on a well-deserved leadership award. Thank you.
What can I say about Kevin Plunkett? He's a leader, a diplomat, a champion for the arts, a great negotiator, and a true professional. I've watched Kevin's skills develop over the years, first in his role as a highly successful lawyer, and then as a respected government official, serving 2 terms as Westchester's Deputy County Executive. Now, we are lucky enough to have him on our team at Simone Development. He's smart and he's savvy, but what I value most about Kevin is his ability to build and maintain lasting connections with people and organizations. It's no coincidence that he's getting this award from Arts Westchester, because he has turned relationship building truly into an art. I have yet to meet a person who doesn't like and respect him as a counselor, a government leader, and as a business person. Kevin, congratulations on this well-deserved honor. We are truly glad to have you on our team.
Kevin has been as committed to his work as anyone, but there was never any doubt that he placed Rosemary and family above all. And the results of this commitment show in their children and their families. Kevin grew up in Tarrytown and he still lives there today. I've always respected that he still loves his hometown, and it loves him back. Walk into a restaurant in town with Kevin and be prepared to be interrupted many times, in a good way. Everybody knows Kevin. By the way, the same thing happens at a game at Yankee Stadium. Kevin is a genuinely special individual. He's always helping those in need. He is a confidant and advisor to many. He can multitask with the best, he doesn't lose his cool, and he has an all-important sense of humor. And when it comes to his commitment to Arts Westchester, Kevin has always been there. He recognized the importance of the arts to the community and the economy, and he stood by it as Deputy County Executive, and he continues to do so today. Kevin, congratulations on this most well-deserved recognition.
Good evening. First, let me congratulate my fellow honorees, ENTERGY, Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, and my friend Jeff Haydon, for their unwavering commitment to Arts Westchester and to the arts in Westchester. In my current role as Director of Strategic Initiatives for Simone Development Companies, and as former Deputy County Executive of Westchester, and a longtime board member of Arts Westchester, I have witnessed firsthand the important contribution that the arts make in Westchester to both the people who participate in creative cultural programs and to the economic and cultural well-being of our communities. Throughout my career in both public and private business, I quickly realized that investment in the cultural sector was critical to the quality of life in the community. Pre-COVID, the arts generated $172 million in total economic activity in Westchester County. Thank you, ArtsWestchester, for tonight's Leadership Award recognition. I am truly honored. The arts are important in so many ways, especially in these challenging times. Let's do all we can to keep the arts alive tonight and in the months to come. Reopening in this new normal will not be easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to congratulate our final 2020 Arts Leadership Award, Jeffrey P. Haydon.
The arts in Westchester have been fortunate to have as the standard bearer of Caramore Center for Music and Arts, Jeffrey Haydon, my colleague, my friend, and an extraordinary manager at Caramore. We say farewell to him as he leaves after 8 years at the helm, and he has done such an extraordinary job. We thank him for all that he has done for the arts in Westchester.
Hello, Jeff. This is your old friend Jim Atwood, and on behalf of all of your old colleagues at Caramore, we wanted to congratulate you and thank you for your 8 years of tremendous leadership at Caramore. Certainly 2020 was a crazy summer, but our campus looks great, as you well know, and we can't wait to welcome the general public back, hopefully in 2021, to our beautiful campus, with all the improvements that you helped lead us through and oversee, as well as creating a great financial foundation through a quadrupling of our endowment. So best of luck to you at Ravinia, from all your friends at Caramore, and remember, I always like front row seats. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, ArtsWestchester, for the special honor. I've really enjoyed working with Janet, the staff, and the board to advocate for the importance of arts, not only in the county, but throughout the state. I'm also grateful to have worked as the CEO for Caramore for over 8 years with a visionary board, incredible staff, and a very dedicated audience to bring inspiration to families in multiple generations. It's been exciting to see what we've accomplished together. Caramore is positioned to thrive well into the future. As we're in these challenging times that try to claim our emotions, let's just remember that arts are essential to the healing of our economy, to our communities, and most importantly, to ourselves. Thank you all for the work that you do on behalf of the arts.
Let's give our honorees another round of applause. They set the stage for generosity and leadership in Westchester. And now it's my pleasure to introduce once again Wynton Marsalis and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra. Wasn't that terrific, Mike? Thank you so much, Wynton. When you're in the room, it's always a celebration.
On behalf of our event co-chairs, Marie and Michael Smith, and ArtsWestchester's entire board of directors, Janet and I thank you all for tuning in. If you aren't on our e-newsletter list, subscribe to receive weekly top arts picks at the top of our website. If you haven't checked out the great items on auction until tomorrow at 6 p.m., click on the button below and consider bidding on our online gala auction. And if you've been thinking about making a charitable donation to help keep the arts alive, now's your chance. You can text ArtsW to 833-562-0429 to make your gift, or simply click on the donate button below this screen.
On behalf of the entire ArtsWestchester family, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and may you enjoy the arts in Westchester. Good night.
Good night.